Hello everyone and welcome back to Monster Mania, part of the Jesse Hecht Creative Collection. Today we are going over the Guardians of the Galaxy: Star-Lord, Gamora, Rocket, Groot, Drax, and Yondu from Marvel Legends. Before we begin, make sure to click that like button and claw that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. Star-Lord looks awesome here. I really love the face sculpt, but it's a mask that he hides underneath, basically. Looks very robotic, and you'd be mistaken to think he's a robot, but he's not. There's a human under there. Great helmet for that. We have a really nice emblem over here on the top. The eyes are really awesome and wide. The smile is kind of whimsical, and the breathing vents are really cool. It's a really nice head sculpt with some pretty good articulation for the neck, going up and down. There's a nice pivot and some good swivel. This is a great head sculpt, one of my faves. The body looks really cool as well. I love the little belt with the pouches, the emblem once again right over here. The red stripes really nice, going all the way around the body on the bottom at least. Not too much over here. I like the little buttons over here on these gloves. They're really well done. I love how the arms move too, up and down all the way around. Some nice swivel, and then some double jointed with some swivel up and down for these trigger finger hands that we'll see in action in a little bit. Great coloration and great colors that pop. I really like this a lot. The legs remind me of cowboy boots, and they're really neat. There's a little red stripe going down the entire body with some pins over here. That's fine. There's some buckles over here. Looks great. I love buckles, especially on cowboy boots. Very space cowboy feel for this guy. We do get the splits over here and in. You do get up this far and then back this far, not too much. You do get double jointed knee going this far really nicely. Swivel over here, as well as no swivel down here, and down and up, and then pivot. Two peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Really nice figure. I love how he looks. He's super cool and very well done. Probably my favorite of the Guardians. For accessories, he comes with these pistols that fit really well into his hands. It completes the space cowboy look and looks really awesome. So much so I gave him to Shadow the Hedgehog too and have a spare copy. These are great pieces that are really nice guns for any character you want him to use. Gamora has a pretty decent head sculpt. I like the hair sculpt even more though. It looks very nice over here. Really well done with some nice wash as well. The face is pretty okay with the gold around it, and the green lips are interesting. It just doesn't really strike that much to me. I could use some kind of expression or some kind of look, but she looks very bored or stoic. And her head can also move left to right. Pretty okay. The hair actually gets out of the way a bit. Up, not really that much, and down, not really that much either. It's just a shame she can't really move it that well. As far as the body goes, there's a reason I think Disney retired this mold. There are some paint imperfections though right over here, which is a shame, and it looks nice. It's just kind of, PG-13 to the max. Yeah, it's an interesting outfit. Reminds me of She-Hulk in a way with that green. There's too much green going on, I think, that kind of separates the characters. It's an alright sculpt. We do get some nice around over here. You get up this far and down all the way around. We do get a swivel over here, single joint elbow and a swivel, and then up and down for this, and then up and down for this fist. I wish he had two holding hands or an extra hand or something. That'd be even better for her, but it's fine as is for now. The belt is floaty and is a really neat piece. This is well done, but I get why Disney canned it. The legs are your bog standard legs for female characters. There is a large separation over here on this side. It's fine, I guess. The splits are this far, not really that great. You go up this far and back pretty alright. You do get a knee over here and a swivel over here, no swivel down here, down and up, and then pivot. Two peg holes upon the feet. Definitely not my favorite of the Guardians, but I do appreciate the look the character has. Now she stands out amongst the rest. Gamora comes with what I call a modesty cloak and a sword. The sword is really cool. I love the handle. I love the blade. It's nice. It's a really good color scheme for that. Nice warm gold and some really cool silver with some good texture on it. The cloak is another story. It's interesting and weird to see a modesty cloak on a character, but it's alright for me. I guess I could probably KITBASH it with other figures and stuff. Looks nice. It's fabric. I'm not a big fan of fabric on my figures, but this will have to do for the parents complaining about these kinds of figures in their Marvel Legends line for kids. She also comes with an alternate head sculpt with a way better facial expression, like she's ready to punch somebody or slash someone with her sword. There's a little hood on the back of her head too. Looks really awesome. The cape is great, but it kind of falls off a lot, so you have to really manage like putting it on. And it's a nice cape. We've seen it before on different figures and stuff. It's plastic. It's much better, I think, than the cloth cape. It looks really nice though. It's a good piece. The head's great as well. I might keep her like this forever. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. Drax is basically a green rehash of the Luke Cage body mold from the top to the waist, basically. And then on the bottom, it's really intricate and looking very nice. I love how this all looks. Very sci-fi, very cool and awesome. He does have some pretty good articulation, though. It makes him very limber of a character. It's really neat to see on this kind of figure all these different parts they could reuse and rehash throughout the characters. It's kind of funny to me that you can actually just use all these parts and have them be reused. He has some nice splits and up and back and all the way back and then in, and then there's a sculpt break over here. Sadly, there's nothing over here. Down and up, and then pivot, peg holes bottom of the feet. It's your bog standard Marvel Legends figure with a little more panache on the bottom than there is on the top. He comes with a pair of knives that are straight from the movie. They fit really well in his hands and look awesome. If you have the movie figures, you definitely have these knives. These knives store in the boot, which is a really nice touch, and I like how it looks. It adds to the mechanical look of the figure. Taking off his flesh hands allows you to put on these gauntlets, and they're really neat. I love how they look. The little dots on the sides are really cool and very sci-fi like. They do have some pretty good articulation. Goes back, not too much forward, swivel, and then goes forward and back pretty much. They're really neat hands that look pretty cool. I love how they are, and they're here to stay. I've managed to give his hands some knives, especially this one that kind of has it climbing over the side. It's all right. They fit pretty well in his hands, actually. They're very well done and pretty cool. You can have these knives, all well done. They look great in his hands. Rocket Raccoon is a really nice looking figure. He may be a raccoon in a little Guardians of the Galaxy suit, but he's my little raccoon in a Guardians of the Galaxy suit. Looks incredibly nice and basically like Star-Lord. I love this sculpt a lot. I love his little beady red eyes. The white and black on his fur look awesome along with that brown. It's incredibly nicely done and a really nice piece. You get some nice articulation out of it, going back not that far and forward not that far, because it keeps popping off, which is a shame. You can have his face shift forward and back a little bit on his head, goes up and down and all the way around, and his stubby little arms swivel over here, up and down. You get a swivel also on the glove, and then nothing else. That's basically it. Same for this side over here, and a waist twist right over here. It's all right. You get a little swivel with the ball peg over here, up and down and all the way around. If you want, as a balance point, you should have this down just so it helps him stand, and his legs can't really move. He's a really great figure, but not that much articulation, but I still love him for what he is. He also comes with this gun that's larger than he is. It's huge and big and humongous. Has 2 points for him to grab. Has a scope. Awesome stuff. Really nicely done, and it's blue on the inside. This is great and looking really cool. He comes with one more smaller dual wielding gun. It's really nice and really cool looking. Some more blue on the top. It looks good. Has a little shoulder thing to pop into there if you need to fire. It's really great, but it won't really fit for his shoulder, but it's a good piece for him to have. Yeah, it's a good piece. He comes with a smaller rocket-powered, grenade-powered, bayonet-powered gun. It looks really neat. I don't know what this function is, but it's sure ready to destroy something, that's for sure. And finally, the biggest monster in the team. This is Groot. I love this head sculpt so much. It's awesomely done. It's like a big hair coming out from the back of his head. His eyes are all gold and black and wonderful. His teeth are really menacing and creepy. His articulation is nice, going up and down a little bit, side to side, looking really nice. The body and arms are a bunch of roots and bark slapped together to make a semblance of a body, and this looks wonderful. I love this piece over here. It's great. It does get some clicky swivel and back and forward, some up and down, all the way around and over here, and then double jointed elbow that's really squishy and smooshy sounding. Swivel and then up and down a little bit, and then up and down a little bit over here with some swivel. This is great and nice. It could probably use waist articulation, but you don't really need it for this size of figure. The legs are tall tree trunks, and they look amazing, like his feet are roots going into the ground. All these pieces of bark and root and tree coming together to make his body looking excellent with those legs. We do get the splits this far really nicely, and in and then up pretty okay. It's a weird joint. You have to twist it in a little bit, and back not so much. You do get a single jointed knee going this far, not that great. In, and you do get a swivel for that, by the way. You do get a down and a up with his root foot, and then a pivot over here with 2 pegos the bottom of the feet. Definitely the star of the set for me, I think, next to Star-Lord at least. This is phenomenal and beautiful looking, and I am Groot. Groot truly doesn't come with an accessory to call his own. I gave him the Tesseract and a potted plant Groot in here. This potted plant Groot is the stuff of nightmares for me. It's weird, gaunt, and tiny, and strange. Look at that butt, by the way. I don't get it. Yeah, it's a weird facsimile of Groot in a small potted plant, but it looks incredibly unnerving and strange. The Tesseract is a much more palatable piece. Very nice looking, and we see it dozens of times throughout the Marvel Legends characters, especially with characters like Red Skull, Captain America, and the Guardians themselves other figures. It's a great piece that we could use more of, especially in this line, and this piece we can use less of in this and other lines. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. I really like the head sculpt for Yondu. It looks awesome. The ears are really cool, and the face is kind of stoic. The eyebrows are nicely done. It looks very alien, very blue. He does have a big ridge cut out of his head that we'll see a little bit later when we get to accessories, but this is nice. We do get a back and forward, some nice swivel, and then some pretty good pivot over here. The body is red and blue, adorned with gold, really nicely on the arm, too. It looks wonderful with that paint. The belt is really cool. It reminds me of a champion's belt in wrestling. This little strap is nice over here. It goes all the way down the back. The hole in the back too. That'll come and play later. Some nice bands over here. Reminds me of Genie on this side and Jafar Genie on this side. Aladdin comparisons abound. But we've seen this body before, just through regular old articulation. That's pretty okay, somewhat limited by the going up and down. There is some nice butterfly joint though, with some good swivel, arm articulation, and then some nice wrist articulation for that. It's a good piece and looks pretty good. Reminds me of a gummy eraser both in feel and look. His legs are your similar, samey, bog standard legs we've seen before with these kind of boots a million times, but he has some pretty good articulation, at least for that. Some pretty nice splits and some good up and back with the going back all the way. It is very gummy once again, which is a shame, but it kind of reminds me of like a gummy candy also. It's really weird. Very nice sculpt for the body. Looks pretty cool. I do like all the adornments on him. Looks great. Now let's get to this head and fix it and make it look all better. Weirdly enough, it's not a straight line. It's all carved up. It probably has ports inside the head. Just put it here and slide it in and sort of wrestle with it a little bit until it fits. It looks amazing and really makes the character look great. I kind of wish there was a fin down version, but this is awesome. Now I have him fight Tiger Shark for supremacy of the fin. The red and gold of the quill is very striking. On the top, it's all feathered up there. Looks great. We have some nice red over here, and the gold goes all the way down with the nice sculpting. It's really awesome and pegs in his back really well and fits nicely with this too. It's a nice synergy. He lastly comes with a bow and arrow that looks pretty cool. I do like the nice shiny gold on it. It's really nice. The arrow also notches really well into his hand, and this is probably the intended way to use it. Unfortunately, the bowstring is not really that usable or useful. I tried a lot of times to get it into the arrow. It didn't really work that well, so I'm just going to do it like this for now. It's a fine piece, but it could be better for functionality. I miss the days when I didn't have it at all, so I didn't have to try and be disappointed. As far as kit bashing goes for all these figures, I mentioned that I gave these to Shadow. You can give these to different figures like the Hydra Goons. You can also give these to Hawkeye probably with the quiver. The sword can go to a different figure as well. Maybe Hercules can wield it too. These I actually gave to some SHIELD agents a while back for a different look for each of them, but I rescinded and gave them their own weapons. This could be nice for a different figure as well. Cape I can give to Loki, which would flesh him out and look much better, but I know exactly where I'm putting this piece. I've seen a lot of images online floating around of Samus in a cloak, and I thought to get one online from a reseller who actually makes them, but this is even better, I think. Looks really cool, and while it does cover her exterior armor somewhat, it looks nice when it kind of peeks out, and also I made it the pose from Metroid 2. It looks really cool and just would be awesome seeing her walk around the wastelands with a baby Metroid at her side gunning down some space pirates as she goes. It looks even better, I think, with the cloak reversed, giving her a little bit more mobility for that arm cannon. It's just awesome with the baby Metroid by her side. Yeah, I really like this cloak on Samus. I just don't like it on Gamora. As far as height goes, Star-Lord stands at about 6.5 inches tall. Gamora stands at about 6 inches tall. Yondu at around 6 inches. 7 inches atop his fin. Drax at about 6.5 inches tall. Groot is almost 9.5 inches tall, or 9.25 maybe. And Rocket Raccoon is around 3 inches tall, just under. Nice team we got going here. Bring us some more Guardians, and they look really nice together. Awesome. Overall, this is probably my favorite 5-pack in the history of Marvel Legends. I love these figures so much, and I'm glad they got their due here, including Yondu. Star-Lord is an excellent figure, great translation of his comic book character. The guns are really great, the face sculpt is fantastic, and the body is awesome. And the cowboy theme is great. What's not there to love? While I'm not a fan of the base Gamora figure as far as articulation and paint scheme goes, I do love the accessories and the fact that you can change her out in many different outfits and make her customizable as you want. She's nice, but only to a point. Drax is a nice figure. I don't like the fact that he's basically a carbon copy of Luke Cage. The bottom half is the best part about him, and the accessories are great. I love those metal arms that are on him. They give him a nice touch and look super cool as gloves. Groot is an amazing figure. I love the color scheme on him. Excellent articulation, paint sculpt. That head is fantastic. He looks creepy and scary like he should, instead of cuddly and lovable like in the movies. Rocket is similar, looking really angry and grumpy all the time instead of cute like the Rocket from the movies. I really love his outfit. It's a nice little version of Star-Lord's. The amount of guns he comes with is great. That face sculpt is fantastic. What is not to love about this little raccoon? Yondu is wonderful. I love how different he looks from the rest of the team. He's a nice bright gold colors and everything with some reds and blues and some really great accessories. I'm just not a fan of how the bow doesn't work, but the fin is nice and the quiver is cool. If you want to pick up these Guardians for yourselves, the 5-pack is for a hefty price on the aftermarket, but Yondu is readily available at retail stores. In any case, I'm glad to have these Guardians of the Galaxy as well as Yondu, and I hope we get more to add to the team soon because these Guardians are an awesome mix. So which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com for more reviews like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and do keep being creative. Stay tuned.